Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Friday Night Prepper pre-party show. As promised, I am in frog costume, but I am not a protester. So don't spray me with pepper spray and don't run me over, okay? This was a challenge that if you're wondering why I'm wearing this ridiculous frog costume, this was a challenge I put out to my audience a while back to see if we could raise some money for the channel. And you guys stepped up and exceeded the challenge. I want to say a special shout out to Scott Hummer, who really kind of helped push us over the top with a couple of donations. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to join us tonight. He messaged a little bit earlier. But Scott, if you're watching this, reach out to me on my email, businesswithsarge@gmail.com. I want to do something nice for you. I think I'm going to send you a t-shirt. So send me an email and give me your t-shirt size and your mailing address. Let me get something out to you. But for the rest of us today, we're going to do a little bit of a giveaway. I've got 5 Amazon cards to give away today. And I've got a guest here, Orlando Prepper from OP Nation is going to help. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you.
All right. Hey, thanks for having me on here.
Anytime. You're always welcome. And OP is going to help us out a little bit with filling in some of the dead air while I'm getting people's names on the Wheel of Fortune. So that's going to be coming up here in just a minute. If you missed last week's and you want to refresh on the rules, they are in the description right now. Let me just double check on that, make sure you guys have what you need there. Yep, everything's in the description. I'm going to briefly go through it right now. So I'm going to give you a code or a phrase, and when between now and 8:30, the cutoff is 8:30. So if somebody comes in at 8:31, I'm sorry, you'll have to wait till the next giveaway. But I want you to put, if you want to be eligible for these giveaways, what I want you to do is put this, what I'm about to put in chat right now. And I'll put it up on the big board for you here. All right. So I want you to put that in the live stream chat right now, and I'll make sure you get on the board. Okay. And you have between now and 8:30. Now, here's the other thing. You do not have to stay for the whole stream. I'll do the drawing at 8:30 or a couple minutes after. And if you want, just come back later on, fast forward to the end of the stream and see if you won. But if you want to hang out, or OP is going to help us out with kind of talking a little bit today about precious metals, and maybe we'll get into some other things as well. He's just going to kind of help me fill the dead air that I've got while I'm working on the wheel. So I really do appreciate your help tonight.
Yeah, I got a good topic too, buddy.
All right. Let me say hi to chat real quick, and then I'm gonna start entering the names here. So the way this is gonna work is I've got 5 gift certificates, folks. I've got a 25, a 25, and 3 10s. If your name is drawn, you come off the board. So you're not eligible for more than one prize. So if your name is drawn, you come off the board, and then you're going to email me at businesswithsarge@gmail.com, and I will give you an instruction so that I can confirm that you are who you say you are, so somebody doesn't try to steal your prize. I have a way of verifying this. So you'll email me. I don't use your email for anything else. I'm not going to spam you or sell your information to anybody. I don't do that. Then I'll give you instructions. Once you complete those instructions, I will email you again with the code. I'm not mailing the card out to you. I'm going to email you the code. Okay. And it should be good. Should be good wherever Amazon codes are good for in the world. Okay. So if you're not in the United States, but you can use Amazon.com, this should work for you. All right. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in chat now, because once I start entering the names, I'm probably not going to see the chat for a little bit. So let me scroll down here. And then I'm going to go up and say hi to people real quick. Oh, there's Scott. Yeah, Scott, before you leave, make sure you enter that. So you want to put up Mr. Kitty for president if you want to be eligible. And I want you to be eligible because you were one of the people that helped push me over the top here. All right, so scrolling down, I saw Scott. I saw Coffee First. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. Shovel Bomb, thanks for joining us. That's a great name. Let's see. Lady Prepper, thank you for joining. Grit and Grace, the Farming Florist, how are you doing tonight? It's good to see you. Dove Seasons, good to see you. Appreciate you. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, always good to see you, my friend. Yeah, Northeast, you guys are going to be getting some wintry weather soon. I'm not trying to tease or rub it in. We were at 70 degrees today. So if you're on Instagram, you can go see the picture. I took a picture when I was out doing a little walk. We saw a 5-foot gator out there. They're usually asleep. They're usually hibernating at this time of year.
They don't hibernate down here, buddy.
Oh, you see them year long because it's warm enough?
All year round.
Yeah. Yeah. So here in the wintertime, if it gets below 40, they tend to go down into the mud. I mean, when I say hibernate, they're not like for the whole winter, but they'll tend to burrow down in the mud, and then you don't see them until it warms up again. Lynn Stalker, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. Teresa Buchanan, it's good to see you, my friend. Okay. Yeah, I saw Scott made it in. Thank you. Appreciate you. Rural Reports, good to see you. Cool. Just scrolling down. Yeah, if you guys enjoy frogs and you enjoy giveaways, please smash that like. Utah Mike's good to see you. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, the frog suit, that's cute.
So I told my wife, we go down to Disney a lot. I said, maybe I can turn this into some kind of Kermit thing. And because she's got a Cookie Monster one that she wears sometimes for her job.
It's good to see a lot of my people here. I like that.
Yeah, good to see all the OP Nation.
Yeah.
Virginia Bushcrafter, how are you doing tonight? Timmy Joe, thank you. Appreciate you. Okay, and I think I'm at the point where I'm going to start writing down names. So I'm going to make sure. So I'm going to put the wheel up so you guys can see as I'm doing this, and I'm going to hand the mic over to OP. But I think the first one I see here is Dove Season. So let me go with that. All right, it's all yours, OP. I'm going to start entering them on the wheel here.
All right, buddy. Good luck with that. Hope you don't miss anybody.
I'm going to try real hard not to miss anybody. Thank you.
Like I said, I see a lot of my folks over here. I appreciate them being over here with us. And if you don't, if you're not subscribed to my channel over here, go check out the Orlando Prepper. I have a lot of good stuff over there. I think try to help people get ready for what might be coming. I'll change that and say will be coming. We just don't know when. But it's good to see all these familiar names up here. That's great. But like you said, I wanted to touch on this thing with the precious metals today. This past week, silver has just gone through the roof. The number I got at close today was $79.48 on silver, which is crazy, man.
Yeah,
it's just gotten outrageous. But
it's been a long time coming too, right? Like we've been waiting a long time for silver to have its moment.
Yeah, well, I've actually seen a couple of articles in the past where there's a couple of silver traders that pretty much control the market.
Okay.
Because they're basing their numbers on, they're the two big ones. I'll say that without calling any names. I don't want any legal liabilities here.
Yeah.
But supposedly they've been manipulating the market, selling futures on silver and gold. And supposedly they've outsold silver at about a 200 or 300 times rate, more than what is actually in circulation right now.
But you're talking about paper silver, right? Not physical silver.
That's how they're selling it on paper. But of course they send you those. They're like a stock certificate. You own this much silver, and it's based on the price when you buy that. But they've oversold it about 300% of what the actual silver we have here. So we know when it comes to crunch time and they have to really get down to the real numbers, silver is going to just explode. And they really haven't suppressed gold that much. Gold closed out today at a little over $4,500. But, like we talked about earlier, I think we're going to see silver hit 100, maybe February and March, if not sooner, but by then. But of course, it could also take a dip too. We could see it drop down.
Yeah, there's no way to know for sure.
Right.
So you and I were talking backstage a little bit about this, but what do you see as, at least for like the next few months, what do you see as the ceiling and the floor on this thing? Your best guess.
Yeah, I think we're pretty close to the ceiling. If we get up to about 85, you're going to see it start dropping back down. But like we were talking earlier, I think what's driving this boom is the fact that silver's needed so much in production right now. Silver is in pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's in the phones we use, it's in your computers, televisions, pretty much everything. It's in solar panels, and I mean, goodness. But I think they're at a point where they're stressing the supply. The demand is much higher than what these manufacturers can actually get their hands on. And I heard that one company had actually gone into negotiations with Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to totally circumvent the suppliers they've been using for silver, and they're going to buy directly from Mexico.
Huh.
It'll be interesting to see how that shakes out, but I'm not surprised because that
Yeah.
middleman has got to get some money. We know that.
Oh, of course. Yeah. There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot of people in the industry that they're not going to do it unless they make some money. So we have to be willing to, that's why there's a difference between the spot price and premium. And, you know,
Right.
So when people say, well, why am I paying, you know, if silver's at $79 an ounce, why do I have to pay $88 to get an ounce of silver? Because the difference is the dealer's profit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But like I was saying, like we were talking about earlier, that price it's going down on that end.
Okay.
Because dealers think it's, you know, about to get out of reach, and they're lowering that premium to like $3, $2 or $3 on the ounce. But where they're making their money is when they buy it back. They're taking like 10% right off the price, just right off the bat.
Wow.
Because they know they're investing so much money, they have to have a margin there. They have to have that cushion that they can work with. So they've set that. I heard today that they had set that at 10% of the market value. So,
wow.
Like right now, like I said, it closed at 79.48 today. You know, you're going to have to take $7.90 right off the top of that when you sell it. So you're selling your silver for about $72 an ounce, with the market value being what it is today. And that's where they're dependent on making their money. I mean, they know that hit's coming. They just going to try to keep it in that cushion, that 10% cushion. So we'll see what happens.
So a question that I'm seeing coming up a lot is people are asking, well, what if I hadn't gotten into silver and gold? You know, is it too late at this price? What do you think about that?
Right now, I don't believe I would invest right now, because I think, like we said, it's going to drop back down.
Okay.
I had somebody ask me the other day on Wednesday, with the price being what it was. I think at the time it was $68 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They asked me if I was buying at that rate, and I told them I'd just hold off. Let's see what happens with the market, unless you're going to do it for investment purposes. Now, I bought my silver, like I said, when it was a long time ago. It was between $13 and $15 an ounce. Average probably about $14 an ounce.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought it to use as future currency, just in case the economy collapses.
Yep.
But if you're going to buy it for an investment, thinking you're going to turn it quick and make some money, just don't forget that premium that's in there that you're going to lose when you make that sale.
Right. Yep. So for those who are just tuning in now, if you want to be in the giveaway that we're going to be doing here at 8:30, so you got about 30 minutes, you want to put Mr. Kitty for President in chat so that I can get you on the board. And you have to 8:30. I cut it off at 8:30. If you've already put it, don't put it again. You can look on the screen there and see if you see your name. Hopefully you can see that. If you're watching on your phone, it might be a little hard. But I think I've got everybody so far that wanted to be on there. And mods obviously are eligible. OP, can I put you on there?
Nah, leave me out of it, buddy.
You're gonna donate. Okay, that's fine.
Nah, I appreciate it, but no me and Lady Prepper, we just decided no, we're just gonna stand by and enjoy it tonight.
Okay, yeah, and I like to do that a lot of times with other channels as well, so no problem. All right, so let me see. I got a couple new people I'm gonna add to the board. So you think maybe hold off and see if there's a dip?
Oh, I absolutely believe there's going to be a dip.
Okay.
So I mean, like I said, if people are getting into it for future currency, like I did, just let it drop, and I think you'll be happy. Probably about the middle of January. But if you're buying it for an investment purpose, right now it's just not a good time to make that investment.
Yeah. Where do you think longer term, let's say end of 2026, again, if you were going to take a guess, and I'll give you my guess too, where do you think gold will be and where do you think silver will be? End of next year.
End of next year. Gold will be I think gold will probably hit 5,000 before June.
Okay.
So I'm going to put it at maybe 52 or 53 at the end of the year.
Okay.
I think silver will probably be close to 200 at the end of next year.
Mm-hmm.
See,
200. Wow.
That's a spoiler right there. That's two of my predictions for next year.
Wow.
So you get to hear it first.
Hey, listen, as somebody who's been stacking silver since 2009, I would be tickled pink to see $200 silver.
Oh, yeah. I think, like I said, there's going to be that big dip, but then you're going to see another big boom next year.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Wayne, I got you. Appreciate it. No problem. Yeah, so I think Wayne had said that he sold some of his, and you and I were talking backstage that I'm considering cutting a portion of my stack right now, not the whole thing, but just a little bit of portion. And if I do it, that money will go right back into something else. Like either I'm going to buy some gold with it, or I'll buy some stocks with it because I dabble in the stock market as well. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do, but I mean, I bought a lot of mine at 14 and then a lot more at 24. And then it's jumped around. So I bought some at 30. I bought some when it dropped back down to 24. If I was to take an average, I'd say I probably paid on average about $24 an ounce for my silver. Gold's a little harder to say. I did get some gold when it was around 1,400. I wish I had gotten it when it was around like 800. I remember that when it was around 800 an ounce. Yeah. And then I've been picking up what I could as we go. So as it's gone up, I've still been adding to my gold stack.
Yeah, I think the last time we bought silver, Lady Prepper bought a bunch. It was like 28 bucks an ounce. And I was thinking, well, the guy actually wanted 28.75 an ounce. Mm-hmm. But I said, okay, I want all you got. How much can you sell it to me for? So he dropped 75 cents right off the top. So we bought all he had. And,
wow.
But still at 28 bucks, you look where it is now.
Right.
We're 51 bucks an ounce to the good. So,
yeah.
And at the time I was thinking, man, that's a little bit steep, but I'm going to buy it because I think it might go up.
Yeah. I mean, that would be my advice to somebody who's thinking about it now. If you're not worried about turning a profit in a year, then don't worry about it, right? Like precious metals are probably, nothing is 100% safe, right? Like, because we can't predict the future, but precious metals is one of the safer ways to put your money in aside if you're going to like store your money somewhere.
Precious metals has never been worthless.
Yeah.
It's always had value.
And even, going back 2,000 years, it's survived the collapse of empires. It's survived the collapse of currencies. And if anything, with the way it's used in technology now, it's more safe, in my opinion, than it ever has been in history, because there's industrial uses and medical uses and all of that stuff. And unless they magically come up with a way to compound some kind of alloy, and believe me, many have tried, but they haven't been able to come up with anything that has the same properties as gold or silver at a price that can be that makes it feasible, right? Like, so my understanding, I read about this a while ago, was that sure, they can basically create a synthetic gold. Like they can create synthetic diamonds and synthetic emeralds and synthetic sapphires, but the cost to make synthetic gold is so high that it doesn't make sense to do it.
Huh. Yeah. Costs more to make it than it's worth.
Exactly. So it's still, for now, the best way to get it is out of the ground and refining it. And so that doesn't look like that's changing anytime soon, because when you think about like big banks and countries are hoarding gold right now, right? Like, so if they're doing it, then they have no indication that there's about to be some kind of synthetic alloy available to us.
You know how much gold China purchased this year?
I don't. What is it?
660 metric tons. They're trying to corner the market on gold.
Yeah. Well, that would be one way to control the world economy, or to at least severely influence it, wouldn't it?
That's the objective.
right?
That's it. But that's a staggering amount of gold.
Yeah, and recently I had looked up. I had done a little video here about gold confiscation, and the number that the amount that the United States did, whether you call it confiscation or buyback or however you want to call it, whatever.
Right.
It was a pretty staggering amount too that the United States claimed.
If they ever try to do that, that's when you're going to see the price drop just out the bottom. Ooh. So they can take it from you cheap.
Yeah.
Which was done in what the 30s? Was it the 30s when gold was, people couldn't actually own gold? I think the government had to bought it all from them. But
yep.
Yeah, if you see that number really starting to crash,
that would be a warning sign, huh?
That would definitely be a warning sign.
Yep. 1933, short-lived saint says. So Mike says here, let me switch this over. Are you talking about China? Is their currency backed by gold? Is that true?
Right now, the yuan is not.
Okay.
But once they've established the BRICS nations, has gotten steady, they're going to issue their own currency, and then that will be backed by the gold that each one of those nations have in their banks. You know, right now they're trading in local currencies. Like before, the dollar was the world trade currency. Well, now they're off of that. A lot of those BRICS countries are off of that. You know, the people in Russia can use their rubles to buy from China or from, you know, any other country in that group, and China uses the yuan to buy from everybody. So they just use their local currencies. But once they get the number they're looking for, that they know can challenge the dollar and gold amount, then that's when they'll do it.
Dang. What do you think the US's play then will be? Switch to a digital currency?
They're working on that right now.
Right.
But I think that's going to be the only hope, because our fiat currency will be worthless pretty much.
Right. So what do you think? I mean, we're just speculating here, right? You and I, we don't know how this could go, but
I'm not a financial advisor by any means, guys.
Same.
Just my opinion.
So if and when, because I agree with you, I think eventually we'll have a currency reset and it'll be like a digital dollar or something like that. What do you think goes along with that? We wipe out our debt. We just say like it's gone.
Well, they're going to
not our debt, not you and I.
Right. We're going to pay our bills.
We have to pay our debt, but the nation's debt. What do you think happens with that?
Yeah, but the national debt will be zero.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll just straight up tell the world, we don't care.
Yeah.
You know, that dollar that you used to buy our debt is no good anymore. So that has zero value. That's what they'll do.
Right. And that's going to piss a lot of countries off if that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, China right now pretty much owns, gosh, I don't know, at least 15 to 20% of this country.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just one nation.
So Utah Mike says digital by 2028. I don't know. It's a good guess. That's a good guess. It could be that it's ready to go now, but they don't know how to implement it without massive turmoil to the banks and all this kind of thing.
Right.
You know, MIT was working on a project. You can look this up, guys. It's Project Hamilton, I think is what it was called. MIT was working on a CBDC for the United States, and I don't know how far along that project has gotten.
Well, what they're going to have to do is pick a date when they just want to bite the bullet. And say, okay, we're going to give you dollar for dollar digital,
right,
for what you have in your account or, you know, what you have in your pocket.
Right.
But, you know, by like maybe 120 days, that is no good anymore. You have to switch it to digital. And like I said, they're just going to have to pick a date, bite the bullet, and just tell the rest of the world, this is the way it is.
Right. And so somebody up there was talking about, the currency when they bought the gold from people, they within a very short period of time. So first of all, the announcement went out, and then you had like, I think only like 5 or 6 weeks to comply.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think it was 2 months.
It was very short window.
It was a short time. Yeah.
And if you didn't, there was risk that you could be imprisoned or a $10,000 fine, which $10,000 in 1933 I don't feel like pulling out the calculator, but you're talking about probably a couple 100,000.
Yeah, easy. A massive amount for sure.
A massive amount for people. So that scared the crap out of people, and most people complied. I think also I think there was a different mindset also for the Americans at that point, right? Like, if my government says I should do this, I should do this.
Yep.
And I don't think that mindset exists now. So I don't, I have a video coming about like what will happen. It's a comical parody kind of thing. I don't want to spoil it yet, but I have a video coming where I kind of show what would happen if they actually did try to go door to door and confiscate people's gold. So keep your eye out for that, folks. I'm working on that.
That's gonna be ugly.
It would be interesting. I think you'd have a lot of boating accidents and things like that.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing. Now let's think about let's go back to 1941, and when the United States got into World War II. Look at all of the young men that stepped up and volunteered. You had 15, 16, 17-year-olds lying about their age because they wanted to serve the country.
Exactly.
Our country's not like that anymore.
Right.
And if it's dollars or a war or whatever, we just don't have the patriotism we had back in those days.
No, I mean, if you go on Twitter, unfortunately there's lots of especially young people talking about how much they hate this country. I mean, it's really sad.
Yep. And hey, I think there should be these reality TV shows are a big thing right now, right? Okay, take a group of 10 of these Gen Zers or these millennials that don't like this capitalism and put them in a communist country. Okay, here we're going to get you a job, we're going to set you up with a house, and then you have to make it for 6 months and make that a reality TV show and watch them come back. Oh, nope, we don't want that. That show would last probably about 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, and honestly, I think like if people really hate this country that much, you're welcome to leave. Like, there are other countries that are accepting you. What's interesting though is like people will tout, and I'm not bashing Denmark before I say this. I want to emphasize that I'm not. But people will tout Denmark as like that's the best place in the world to live. They have the happiest quality of life. It's got a mix of socialism and democracy, free healthcare, free education, a lot of things. But when they look at that measurement of best quality of life, what they've also found is that when other people from, say, the United States or Canada have moved there, they're not saying that. So it's people who grew up there, who lived there, that are familiar with the culture, that are immersed in it and invested in it. They find it to be the highest quality of life. But expats, Americans who've moved there, have not said that. It's a very big difference in the numbers.
Well, I mean, even these celebrities you see that bailed out when Donald Trump was elected, that there was a few of them that bailed on us, but now they're coming back to the United States. And these are rich people.
Right.
They're rich. They are able to live a good life where they are.
Right.
But they decided even that is not as well, as nice as being in the United States with Donald Trump as our president.
Right. Because we still have certain individualism here and freedoms that a lot of other places don't have. Listen, I work in healthcare. Would love to see a system where all Americans have great healthcare and that it didn't like have to break our bank accounts. It's a dream. I don't know if we'll ever see that. But it's a dream. But we have other individual freedoms that other countries don't have. And it's one of those things you don't know what you got till it's gone. Exactly. And then you realize, hey, I didn't have it as bad as I thought. I could go on TikTok and say how much I hated the United States. I could burn a flag and it wasn't going to be sent to prison, right? Like, you don't necessarily have those same kind of freedoms in other countries. Even some of these, advanced nations that call themselves a democracy, you don't necessarily have those same freedoms of speech and even freedom of religion. And so there's all these things we take for granted. When they're gone, that's when you start realizing it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Right. People don't realize how much freedom of speech is worth. until somebody tries to tell you you can't say that or you're going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Go over to England, go to London.
Right.
They're locking people up over there.
Yeah, their freedom of speech is really getting curtailed significantly.
It's pretty much gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when you can't speak, the most basic thing a human being can do.
Yeah.
Unless you're under the threat of arrest, that's ridiculous.
I mean, like that's a big one.
People don't realize it until they can't do it.
Right. Just you and I being able to come on here and banter about politics and money policy and war and things like that. Like, right. We're lucky that we can do that, you know?
Right. Absolutely.
Burpee Yoga Uncle says Denmark is crashing fiscally. They have a big challenge with certain immigrants and don't want what Denmark offers and want it to be the same as where they came from. Yeah. So that's like, you know, one of the values that I was taught growing up was when in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? So you don't go to another country and try to turn it into the United States, right? Right. You have to respect that this is the culture that I've moved into. And I think we feel the same way here for the most part in the United States. Is like, yeah, it's a melting pot, but there is some expectation of assimilation, right?
Right. No, we love the input of other cultures. But don't come here and demand that we accept that. We have to, right. It has to melt into our culture.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mutual respect. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other thing I read about Denmark again, and I'm not trying to bash Denmark. I think they're a great country. In fact, it's one of the countries I want to visit. But I did read that there is a shift in the populace that's starting to slowly build, where people are moving away from this. It's probably younger people moving away from this concept of the social democracy and wanting to be something a little bit more of a republic. That's for them to work out, but there is a movement within Denmark that is seeing that. So if you choose to move to Denmark because you want a social democracy, it may not be that in 5 or 10 years. But you know what? I think a utopian world, if we ever got there, was you should be able to move to wherever you want. If we could figure that out, right?
It's
not going to happen. No. Yeah. But you have to, as I was saying, you have to respect that country's, wherever you go, that their culture, right? So I shouldn't move to Saudi Arabia and try to make them be like Americans. If I was going to move to Saudi Arabia, I need to respect their culture and their customs. And
now, you don't think you can go to Iran and make them, accept you and your ways?
Probably not. I mean, what do you think would happen if I walked down the street in this frog costume in Iran and said "Free Portland"? What do you think would happen? It wouldn't end well, would it?
Not over there.
No. That's the thing. People don't realize that we have some really beautiful freedoms here that we take for granted.
Absolutely. Yeah. You've got the freedom to sit there and look like a fool.
I can be a fool. If anybody's just tuning in and you want to be entered into the giveaway, you want to enter Mr. Kitty for President. I'm going to cut this off in about 12 more minutes. So if you're not on there, go ahead and type that in so I can catch you. Assimilation. Imagine that, right? There we go. I think I got you on there, didn't I? Hudson Valley. Let me check. I don't think I have you, so I'm going to put you on there. And check the wheel here, folks. If you've been here for a minute, make sure you're on there if you want to be on there. Prepping and survival. So if you're tuning in, go ahead and enter that. I think I just saw a couple more. Let me see. Kane Corso, let me get you on there. No, this suit is bacon. This is not a running suit. This thing is, I'm sweating. I am sweating in this thing. So from a prepper standpoint, this might be good if we get like a really cold night and the power goes out. Kane Corso. There we go. If you're seen wearing a frog costume, folks, we'll just assume you're French. Okay. I'm not on there prepared for.
You need to wear that one day when you're seeing patients.
It would have to be Halloween or something, and they might laugh. Gus Wolf, I got you.
Oh man, you got a good list there, buddy.
Yeah, it looks like there's about 20. Well, some of those are spin again, so it looks like there's about 20. It says 26, but it's probably 20.
All right.
We,
Cool.
the chat, demand a frog dance. You're not going to be able to see it. I can't position my camera in a way to do that. I can do.
There you go.
There's your frog dance. All right, so we did the precious metals. We talked about freedom of speech. What else?
I got one for you. I got one for you.
Okay.
Okay. The Bruce Willis movie that we all watch on Christmas.
Okay.
What's the title?
Die Hard.
Is it a Christmas movie?
I personally would say yes, but I know there's going to be people who disagree with that.
That's a big running joke every year, right?
Yeah. What do you think?
Hey, I think it is. The soundtrack's all Christmas music. It's at a Christmas party.
There you go.
And then the fun breaks out.
That's right. Folks, I'm going to go ahead and put Orlando Prepper up there as well. Please make sure you support him, support his channel. And you had some great content about comms this past summer. Are you going to be doing more with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I got to get back into my comms and my solar stuff. I just kind of gotten away from it. It's just, we've been kind of busy around here, and it was, things have just gotten a little hectic. So I got to get back to that. I haven't actually sat down and done a video in probably 2 months. All of my stuff's been shorts.
Yeah.
But when they expanded the time allotment for those, that made it easier to do it within 3 minutes.
Right.
Instead of the 60 seconds we had before.
Yep. And since you brought it up, I'm going to say, I think this is kind of sad, but I'm noticing that's where it's going. That's where YouTube is going.
Yeah.
That long form is dying slowly. And
well, I mean, actually the algorithms on the shorts aren't near as restrictive as the ones on the long videos. I can do a short, I did a lot of firearms videos, and then, they burned me on one. Right now I'm under a warning. If I, do something else to violate their policies, they're going to suspend my channel.
Oh, geez.
But, on the shorts, you can get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're working on fixing that, though.
Yeah, well, and I think, we've got several channels here in the chat. I mean, I notice if I do a short, I average over 1,000 views.
Yeah.
My long form videos between 100 and 400.
Yeah, a couple of hundred maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
So it's kind of sad. I do like doing long form videos because I can really get into a topic, but I think the future for YouTube is going to be more heavily weighted in favor of shorts.
Well, we live in a 60-second world. I mean,
we do.
People, you're not going to keep people's attention for a long amount of time with the kind of videos that we do. And even when I do my long form videos, I try to keep them limited to 5 minutes. A lot of them are over that, but not much over that. But that's where I try to keep them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think live streams seem to be doing pretty good. I can do pretty, I can get a few hundred over the course of like a few days. They'll be like between 20 and 50 during the stream. And then over the course of a few days seems to do well. And I noticed, Mike, your Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, your live streams do really well. So I think there's still that value for interacting directly with the audience. I think still matters.
Right. And another thing I've noticed that a lot of channels that are a lot bigger than mine that do live streams. When they're on live, they have a lot viewers than I do or you do. And that's that, like you said, that's that interaction with our subs and the content is, it has to be interesting, but it's more of we've built communities that want to be a part of, it's not what I'm offering. It's what all of us together are coming together to, to build or to talk about. But I mean, you can have these big channels and they just don't draw the same amount of viewers, like I said, that me or you do.
Right. Where do you think, or how do you think, because it's clear that YouTube is embracing AI. In fact, for those who don't own channels, they just released more tools to content creators to
Yeah.
integrate more AI into our videos. So they're clearly like opening the door and saying we welcome this,
Yeah.
whether people want it or not. And people have very strong feelings about it. Some people hate it. I'm kind of in the middle of the road on it. Like it's really fun to play with. I'll say that it's really fun.
Yeah.
But I understand also why some people don't like it, why it feels like, ew, how do you think that's going to affect things over the next year or two in terms of like what's going to happen?
A lot of channels are going to jump on board with it, but I'm not going to use it. If I do, it'll just be something very short, like what you do with Mr. Kitty, which I enjoy those. Those are tremendous.
Yeah. And that's my plan, is not to overdo it, but like just little funny things with it and stuff like that. Yeah.
But like I said, I know my channel is about my community, and we make that channel. It's not me making videos. It's, it's us together, doing things, offering things that people want to learn. And then, they'll leave comments and we'll learn something from their comments, or we'll make a video off of that. It's that interaction that's what my channel thrives on, is the interaction with my subs and my viewers.
What do you think when sometimes I see like a large channel? I want to be careful how I say this. The larger you grow with your audience, the harder it is to keep up with answering comments, right? Like we all know that.
Yeah.
But I still feel like if I was at 200,000 subscribers, 300,000 subscribers, I would still at least answer some questions, right? Like I would still check chat and try to answer like 10 or 20 questions, like whatever I could manage to do. I see some large channels, like once they get to like 40 or 50,000, they just give up, and you can tell they're not even reading chat anymore, because people will be like, "You're not reading this, are you?" And like, there's no response,
Right. Well, I mean, it's on their live streams. I mean, it's like with, I'm not picking on Pinball. I love Pinball's channel, but you go over there and you watch his live streams and you see that chat, man, it's popping. There's no way he can read that.
Of course.
But he should do like I do every day. After my live stream, I go back, I read all of the chat, and then I answer emails and stuff off of that. I send emails and stuff off of that, or I'll address it in a follow-up live stream. But I'll never just neglect everybody. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think it kind of makes me sad when I see that, of like, now if you choose to do that, if you're not even going to look at the comments at all, you're basically disconnecting, and now you're putting out content, but you don't have that connection with your audience anymore. That makes me a little sad.
Right.
I've seen it not so much in the prepping community. I think that most of the prepping channels are pretty good about at least trying to answer some questions, but I've seen it in silver and gold for sure. They get to a certain level of subscribers and they just like, I'm just going to put out content. I'm not going to answer questions. I'm not going to look at my comments. I don't care about feedback.
Well, I mean, with me, I might go 5, 6, maybe a week or over a week without making a video. But on Thursday night, I'm there to interact with my subs.
There you go.
I'm there to offer something every Thursday night.
There you go.
I'm there. I'm open to suggestions. I love the interaction. I got the best community on YouTube, and you got the same one. It looks like I'm seeing the same.
Yeah, we have a lot of the same people. Yeah, we do.
We just have great communities, and that's what it's about, is connecting with people.
Absolutely. That's the most fun part of it, right? Like, I've made a little bit of money with my channel, and I'm grateful for that. And that's because of the audience that they've done that. But
they
the
won't
best
pay
part
me.
is, what's that?
They won't pay me.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah.
Yep, they haven't paid me in probably 3 years.
Jeez.
And every month I get an email from them. We cannot pay you because of this. And then when I reply to that, that's automated, so nobody gets it. And nobody ever hits me back.
Yeah.
But that didn't stop me. I'm not here to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love for them to pay me. Don't get me wrong. I want money from anybody. Yeah. But that's not going to stop me. I know they don't like my content. And that's a big part of it, I think. I'm always skirting the policies. Always skirting the policy.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. You know, we're covering topics that are sensitive that YouTube doesn't love, and you know, they hate firearms. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
I got a couple times. I got in trouble for. I'll be careful how I say this. I'll say so. 25 years ago, our nation got attacked. Right.
Right.
In New York and Washington D.C.
Right.
I did a video where I was just all I was doing was it wasn't conspiracy theory or anything like that. It was just talking about where were you when this happened. It was just a chance for people to kind of gather and talk about that experience and the collective shock. And I got in trouble for that video.
Oh my goodness.
And I got in trouble for another one. So this was kind of funny. So at the beginning of the pandemic, there was, if you remember this, there was a campaign where YouTube asked creators to create videos for the public of like things you can do when you're quarantined. Do you remember this?
Right.
It was hashtag stay home with me is what it was.
Yep.
So I made a video about gardening with hashtag stay home with me. And then a couple months later, because they didn't like all the conspiracy talk about it, they started like slamming channels for just mentioning it. You couldn't say the C word, right? You couldn't, you know, that would get you in trouble. They flagged that video, which I did, which was basically in support of a policy.
Right. They asked you to do it, and then yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. All right, we got us.
Have you tried Rumble? Have you tried to start a Rumble?
I haven't. I'm on
Instagram, one over there, but it just won't go. I mean, they're just not enough people.
I've heard that. It's a platform with good ideas that's just not launching well.
Right.
Yeah. Mario, I got you on there, brother. All right, let me go ahead. I got to cut this off. It is 8:30. This is the last chance, everybody, before I start doing the spinning. If you had put your name on, if you put your information out there and you said Mr. Kitty for president, and I didn't catch it prior to now, let me know. This is your last chance because I'm about to start the spins. Okay. And once I do this, just to review, we got 5 gift cards, a $25 one, a $25 one, and 3 10s. If your name comes up, you come off the board. If spin again comes up, it comes off the board. Okay. And then if you win, what you're going to do is you're going to email me. I'll put my email up on the board here. Okay, you're going to email me at that email address right there. And then I'm going to give you instructions so I can verify that you are who you are. It's a very simple thing so that I can make sure somebody's not stealing your money or your gift card. And then once you have that, I'm going to email you the code. You don't get the card. I'm going to email you the code, but it should be good. Amazon, wherever Amazon works in the world. Okay. All right. I didn't see anybody else. Gary, did you get in there beforehand or are you just putting it in now? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Gary. Hang on one second. All right. I am cutting it off here, though. So, Gary Graham, I'm going to make sure you're on there. All right, Gary, giving you the benefit of the doubt, brother. All right. So, here we go. Here's the first spin.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck, everybody. Be a good sport. If you don't win, be kind to everybody. Here we go. All right, Demo
Man Don. All
Demo
right.
Man Don, congratulations.
Yeah.
You got a $25 card. So I need you to email me. I'm going to write your name down now. All right, and you do come off the board. All right, so the next one, second drawing is for a $25 card as well. Good luck. All right, Shovel Bum. Congratulations.
Double Bum, come over and check my channel out. Come on.
Yep, make sure you guys are checking out Orlando Prepper, who's kind enough to help me out tonight. And I will, after the stream is done, I'll go ahead and put a link to his channel in the regular chat, not the live stream chat, but in the comments section. All right, I got to take you off the board here, Shovel Bum. All right, here we go. This next one is for a $10 gift card for Amazon. Good luck, everybody. All right. Congratulations, Tammy
All
Joe.
right. That's one of the original OP Nation right there.
All right. I love it. I love it. Thank you for coming over, Tammy Joe. All right, Tammy Joe, you coming off the board? 2 more. I got another $10 Amazon card here. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. All right, there you go, Mike.
There we go. Hudson Valley.
Congratulations. All right, and last one here. This is for the last $10 Amazon gift card. Good luck, everybody. It's like Lita Dog Mom. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Congratulations, everybody. Make sure you email me at businesswithsarge@gmail.com, and I will give you instructions from there. And thank you, everybody, for joining tonight. I just want to see if I missed anything in chat. Scrolling up here a little bit. Cool. Orlando, thank you so much for helping me out tonight. I really appreciate you helping me fill the dead air there.
Absolutely, buddy.
I look forward to seeing what you got for 2026. All the great content that you've been putting out, and definitely, I really appreciate those comms videos. They're helping me out.
Let me tell everybody here now. Next Thursday night is New Year's night, so we're not going to be there. We're going to do Friday night at 7 o'clock. So we won't interfere with Sarge at 7:45. We're going to do next Friday night, a week from tonight at 7 p.m. Come and join us. I'm going to do my 2026 predictions, and then we'll see what else we have to talk about between now and then.
Okay, and we got one more chance here, by the way. Mike just donated his card back, so hang on, guys. We got one more chance. All right, so this is for the $10 one. Thank you, Mike, for donating your card back. Good luck, everybody. Last chance. All right, Rural Report, it looks like.
Oh, man. Rural slipped in there on you. All right.
Cool. All right, got you down. Yep, so just reach out to me, guys. And thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. Thank you, Orlando Prepper, for helping us out. And my next one will be in the new year. So I'll see you guys in 2026. Thank you for all the support this year. You all have a great weekend. Keep planting your seeds. Keep stacking your silver. This is Orlando Prepper and Prepping with Sarge.
All right.